Hello, DeMatha Nation. My name is Cory Puffett, and I'm coming to you from my home studio in University Park, Maryland, just about a mile down the road from DeMatha. You've probably seen me in some of our recent video interviews, interviewing members of the DeMatha community who are helping in various ways with efforts during the coronavirus pandemic, and a few recent grads who are, or still hope to be, on NFL rosters this summer. Today, I'm here as a part of DM Stags TV. Along with Assistant Athletic Director Matt Revkin, I teach video broadcast journalism here at DeMatha, and this spring we've been finding new creative ways to keep our students involved in the class despite being miles apart. I'm thrilled to be joined by several members of this year's video broadcast journalism class today to discuss how quarantine has been going for us, which classes and teachers they've enjoyed the most throughout this time, and what we're looking forward to when stay-at-home orders are relaxed. We'll start today's show out in Silver Spring with one of our most veteran broadcast students. Mathias, take it away.
Hey guys, my name is Mathias Roy, reporting to you guys from Silver Spring, Maryland. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, and most importantly, staying healthy. My last day of actual in-person classes was March 13th, and ever since then, I've been doing online learning. Right now, we are currently in May, and therefore about 2 months into our quarantine. Nothing could have prepared us for the current situation we're in, and I'm sad that my senior year was cut short physically. Despite the current COVID-19 situation, DeMatha has adjusted very well to online learning. The first week we started online learning, it was kind of rocky, but ever since then, both teachers and students have adjusted quickly, and it's been running pretty smoothly ever since. My favorite class since online learning has started has definitely been my Catholic social teaching class. This class was one of my favorites even before online learning started, but I think I've really grown to enjoy it even more and like it even more during this period. I really like this class because the documents we read in it have valuable lessons that I actually apply to my life and that I carry with me beyond the classroom, and I think that's a unique aspect of the class. Although every teacher has been trying their best to really make online learning an enjoyable experience and for it to run smoothly for the students, I think the teacher who has done the best job has definitely been Mr. Tomey. He teaches the online Catholic social teaching class I was just talking about. And, he's just a joy to have as a teacher because he really understands the situation we're going through as seniors, mostly since this is our last year and it was cut short. And he understands that it's been a hard time and we're living through hard times. And he doesn't burden us with homework. Rather, he gives us assignments that are pretty straightforward, and he gives us the whole week to do it, to work at our own pace, and they're all due by Friday, which I really enjoy, and I really appreciate him for that. One thing I can't wait for once this whole corona situation is over is for sports to come back. I can't wait for the NBA to come back and watch LeBron play basketball and hopefully win another ring. Also can't wait to be able to hang out with my friends and hopefully have a graduation. This is Mathias Roy from DM Stags TV. I'm going to send it back out to the studio.
Thank you, Mathias. DeMatha is still working out details for what graduation might look like. We had hoped to be able to gather, but with some additional instructions coming from the state, that doesn't look to be possible. DeMatha is still hoping to celebrate in some way, and we'll just have to wait to see what our administration comes up with. We'll go now to another one of our seniors who's staying in Laurel.
Hey everyone, this is Avery reporting live from Lower Maryland, and it has been a little over 2 months since we've last seen each other in school. I think DeMatha has really adapted and adjusted to this stay-at-home quarantine by giving us resources and tools like Google Classroom and Edpuzzle for us to do our online work on. I think my favorite subject so far during this quarantine has to be video broadcasting because of the projects we've done and working as a team, just like how we did back in school. And I've always thought that was a good idea for us to all work together as a team. My favorite two teachers will have to be Mr. Puffett and Mr. Revkin because they've come up with these creative ideas, and I think they're really good teachers to be leading this video broadcast program. What I really plan to do when I get out of quarantine is get a haircut because As you can see, it doesn't look too good, so I'm praying on that. And most importantly, I hope everyone stays safe during this and everyone stays inside so it doesn't spread. And I hope everyone is doing okay. And back to the studio.
It is definitely important that we all do our part to help control the spread. Testing is becoming more available in Maryland. Hopefully, that will bode well for a swift but more importantly safe reopening of the state over the next several weeks. Thank you, Avery. Let's go ahead and check in with one of our juniors, another video broadcast veteran who comes to us from across the Bay Bridge.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Ryan Morrison, reporting to you from the Great Canal in Maryland. I just want to start off by saying that I hope everyone's staying safe, remaining positive, and just doing the smart thing. You never know what could happen. So, once I found out that schools were shut down on the 9th of March, I knew that we were in for a weird and challenging time. And me and my family have just remained optimistic because we know things are going to end eventually. It's going to go back to normal and everything's going to be okay. And we've kind of just passed the time through playing cards and doing board games. We just kind of take advantage of this quality family time that we normally don't get. And we're just trying to remain positive through all this. Also, I just want to point out that I feel like the faculty's doing a great job with all the planning and just kind of adjusting to this weird, virtual setting, I guess. And my favorite classes would probably have to be history and English. I feel like they've really done a great job adjusting. And if I had to choose one person, I'd have to choose Mr. Eck. He's definitely done the best. He's my guy. He's made a lot of great virtual videos, made learning very easy online. And it's just really impressive what he's doing. Shout out to all the staff and faculty. So once I get out, I'm just really looking forward to reconnecting with my DeMatha brothers in the classroom and on the lacrosse field. There's just a lot of memories I'm missing out, just really wish I was out there right now. But I know everyone's kind of feeling the same sort of way right now, have same sort of feelings. It's just, we got to stay safe and optimistic during these times, and it will come to an end. I'm Ryan Morrison for DeMatha Stags TV. Now back to the studio for more.
You're absolutely right, Ryan. We don't know when, but this will come to an end. I'm a track coach, and we lost our season as well. The good news is you get to come back and compete next year. I feel for our senior class, both on the field and in the classroom. We have Adrian Hawkins standing by with his report, so I'm going to send it on out to him.
Hello, my name is Adrian Hawkins. I'm reporting from Hudson, Maryland. Our quarantine has been good so far. We've been in quarantine for around 2 months and a half. At first, I was bored during quarantine with nothing to do. All I would do was sleep and do my schoolwork and play video games. Adjusting to online school was hard at first, to be honest. I didn't know how to get some work at first and was slacking a little bit. But it's like when you're at school physically, you want to do, your mindset is set on doing work. But at home, you have a different mindset. It's harder to do work at home when you know you can easily turn on Netflix or play 2K or Madden, or just go back to sleep. My favorite classes since quarantine started would have to be video broadcast and math. These two are my favorite classes because instead of giving busy work, the work that they actually give us helps, and it wasn't difficult to understand. The work actually helps us in real world situations. My favorite teacher that I would say dealt with this learn the best would be between Mr. Eck and Ms. Gabrielle. I say that because there were a few assignments I had missed that I couldn't do because I didn't have a laptop. Mr. Eck actually had brought a laptop to my house, and that's the situation I was in. Ms. Gabrielle also understood and let me do my work for full credit after it was already due. She never lets me do that either. That's the reason why I think they dealt with it the most and the easiest. What I'm looking forward to the most when they get back to normal is football. When quarantine happened, it was off season for football, meaning it was one of the most important times for us on the off season. That was our time for us to weightlift and get ready for the season and stuff, and summer camp time. And then since quarantine happened, we didn't have all that stuff to do. So that's why I'm waiting for that. And And once we get back on the field, everything will be quicker and better. I'm Adrian Hawkins for DM Stag TV. Back to the studio.
I'm in the midst of preparing for the cross-country season, and I hope all my athletes are preparing to train on their own through the summer until we have clearance to meet in person. And I know you and the rest of the football team are going to be doing as much as you can to prepare for the fall as well. Nice work, Adrian. One of our sophomore students has been all the way up in Westminster, so let's head up 95 and then west on 140 to check in on him.
Hi, I'm Aidan Stair reporting to you from Westminster, Maryland. Governor Larry Hogan shut down the state on March 13th, which has created a challenging yet exciting situation for DeMatha faculty and staff to continue teaching their students remotely. Through the use of Google Classroom and Veracross, I feel like I have not missed a beat. French has been my favorite class because we've been using Google Classroom and Kahoot. Mythology has also been an interesting class because of the stories we have covered. Some of the stories include gods such as Thor, Loki, and Odin. These are stories everyone should learn as they go through life. Even though I've not sat in on Mr. Goodson's class, I've talked to my fellow DeMatha brethren through FaceTime, Snapchat, and email, and they all told me that he's done the best job using online resources. On May 6th, the state superintendent of education, Dr. Karen Salmon, has announced that all schools shall remain shut for the remainder of the 2019-2020 school year. When quarantine is over, I'm really looking forward to hanging out with my friends and going to games with my family, and of course my friends too. A close second would be going to a movie theater with my friends, and I've read up that some of the movie theaters have decided to reopen, but some states have not reopened yet. We'll have to wait and see. You stay safe out there and keep your family safe as well. I'm Aidan Stair from DM Stags TV. Back to the studio.
I don't see very many movies in the theaters, but I'll be interested to see how all of this affects film release schedules when we do return to normal. Are movies even still being released in some way during this pandemic? I couldn't even tell you. Let's send it on out to one of our top JV basketball broadcasters from this past winter, reporting from Odenton.
Good afternoon, and welcome. My name is Ryan Smolen, and I'm coming to you from Odenton, Maryland. Since the day of the lockdown, it has been 53 days and counting. Crazy to really think about how much life has changed. It is becoming the new normal to be inside of our homes for so long. School has been fairly easy. At DeMatha, we get to do Cyber Day 2 days a year for situations like this, and in case something like this did actually happen. With this preparation, I feel as if me and my classmates have been very prepared for this situation. My favorite class since quarantine has probably been AP Language and Composition. We have had many discussion boards on Veracross, which allows us to stay connected to our fellow classmates and still have a lot of open communication. It has brought some joy to the situation, as even Mr. McConnell will chime in with us and crack some jokes to make the discussion board really a time of joy and laughter. I think my favorite teacher since distancing learning would be Miss Mentz. She has really gotten our assignments to us with plenty of notice and gives us the assignments very early. She has also been very flexible with due dates, as she understands the tough times we have been facing. For that, I am very thankful. The thing I'm looking forward most to is being able to go out to eat with friends again and watch a sports game. Being able to go out and watch a sports game is something that I do a lot, so I'm very eager to be able to do that once again. In closing, I wish everyone health and safety throughout these tough times. Until next time, this is Ryan Smolen with DM Stags TV. Back to the studio.
It has been tough to be without sports for so long. The Last Dance was a terrific documentary, but now that's over and it wasn't quite enough of a substitute by itself. Marble racing on YouTube has been gaining a following, and I've actually been a fan of the Savage Speeders since 2016, but their season doesn't start until next month, and even so, it's no substitute for baseball. Nice report, Ryan. Next, we're going to send it on out to Bowie to hear from another one of our juniors.
Hello there, Jelani Gibson reporting to you from Bowie, Maryland. Since we've been quarantined, I've been exploring my cooking techniques, managing to work out, and doing some schoolwork. Most of my work is being completed through Google Classroom, an extremely efficient tool. Some assignments take longer than others, but overall I still manage to complete my work on time. We have been out of school for about a month and a half now, and the days are starting to get shorter. Probably because I'm up pretty late. Google Classroom seems easier to complete and submit assignments that we get. My favorite class during this quarantine is World Literature because the assignments are not that difficult and it's my favorite class. However, I think the best teacher has been Mr. House because he has been giving out work everyone can complete in a reasonable time frame, and it helps us learn as we go. There are a few things that I'm looking forward to when everything goes back to normal. First is getting the in-class experience you cannot get at home. Getting the satisfaction of the school day ending and going to Chipotle with my friends before going home. Lastly, I'm looking forward to hanging out with all my friends and having a good, fun-spirited debate about anything we can think of. Until then, I'm Jelani Gibson with DM Stags TV. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Jelani. I've also missed the routine of school, and I know many students miss those after-school rituals such as walking down to Chipotle. My ritual is usually changing as quickly as possible so I can make it to cross-country or track practice, but even hectic preparation rituals like that are missed. We've got another one of our sophomores standing by now from my hometown of Upper Marlboro.
This is Donovan Backus, and I am reporting from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I've been in quarantine for about 2 months, and we will soon enter the 3rd month of quarantine. Since this adjustment, online school has been easier for me. I have been able to do and complete all work and turn it in on time. I think it is easier because the teachers give us a longer time period to turn in our work. This adjustment has also been good because the teachers have not been assigning a lot of work to us. My favorite class during this quarantine is American Literature. I say this because all his assignments that he assigns are easier to do at home rather than to do at school. My favorite teachers during quarantine are Ms. Landersman and Ms. Cameron. They are my favorite teachers during this quarantine because they are able to better explain the work that they give us if we have any questions about it. They also do Google Meets and teach their lessons to us virtually so that we understand it. When things start getting back to normal, I am looking forward to starting football training again and getting my driver's license. I also want to be able to see some of my friends that I have not been able to see over this long quarantine break. That's all for today. I'm Donovan Backus for DeMatha Stags TV. Back to the studio.
Nice work, Donovan. I'm sure many of your other classmates are also looking forward to getting their driver's license. We all know it's a symbol of freedom, and I'm sure that desire for freedom has only increased through this quarantine. And I look forward to joking with my students again about how scary it is to see them behind the wheel. My other hometown is also represented, though I moved to Upper Marlboro when I was 3 years old. This next report comes from Laurel, Maryland.
Hello, my name is Dominic Megats, reporting live from Laurel, Maryland. We are all going through a weird and unusual and unpredicted time right now throughout the world. I just want to give an input of how my quarantine life is going. It's been around over a month now of staying inside and being quarantined. People are going crazy. I'm hearing people are shaving their heads, dyeing their hair. They're all doing this in like a month. That's just crazy. Who would have thought this is how it would end, right? The school year would end online. The 2020, this is how 2020 would start. People are staying inside. It's crazy. It's not that bad, not gonna lie. It's not that great either. You know, school's a little different. Everything's online now. I mean, we've had Cyber Days in the past, but now it's a month of Cyber Days. So it's pretty different now. It's pretty different from waking up at 6 a.m. every day as we used to, getting ready for school and everything. But not waking up at 6 a.m. isn't a bad thing at all either. Waking up at 12 every day is pretty good. Online cyber school that we've all been doing for the last month and a half isn't that difficult to complete. I would say my favorite class through this time would have to be U.S. history. I think Mr. Travers, the teacher, did a good well planning everything. I think he planned it all ahead too. I think he slightly knew this was going to happen. But yeah, he's planned it up, set everything up for Google Classroom pretty well for me. Through all of this, we have to look on the bright side somehow, We're all going to get through this. Spending time with families is always fun too, more time with that. After this is all over, I'm looking forward to see my friends again. Hopefully it's done by the summer too. Traveling to the beach and stuff, pretty fun. But yeah, I think we can all get through this together. I hope everyone stays safe, have fun when you get out of this. I'm Dominic Megats for DM Stags TV. Back to the studio.
Last summer was the first time I'd gone to the beach in probably a decade outside of the music department trip to Myrtle Beach a few years ago. And I was very much looking forward to taking another beach trip this year, so I feel you on that one. That was Junior Dominic Megats. I'm going to send it now back across the Bay Bridge to Kent Island, where another one of our juniors has his report.
What's up, everybody? This is Jack Beachley from Kent Island, Maryland. So for this break, I've been doing a lot of the same thing every day, just kind of repeated. So I usually wake up, sleep in a little bit, and then I usually go downstairs, eat some breakfast, play some Fortnite, do whatever for a little bit. I come back upstairs. I start my work for like 2 to 3 hours. Some days it takes a lot longer. Some takes like 5. Some takes like an hour to do. So it's not too bad. So then after that, I usually go outside, play around with my brother, play some lacrosse, basketball, go on the kayak, swim the pool, hot tub, whatever. Just make something fun out of the day. And then after that, I usually come inside, work out for a little bit, and then I usually sit down with my family, watch a TV show or movie, eat dinner. And I usually go back to and finish the movie or show, whatever we were doing. After this, I usually go upstairs, play some more video games, and go to bed. So I kind of just do that every single day, just repeated. And then so for my schoolwork so far, this class is probably my favorite class, or my history class with Mr. Travers. Both these classes of work is really spread out, and I like that more than the daily activities or just daily assignments. I like the projects more because just gives you more time to work on your work and make sure it's all good. So that's all I have for you guys. I'm Jack Beachley from DM Stags TV. Back to the studio.
Some students need the daily routine of having short-term assignments to work on, but other students, like you, Jack, seem to respond much better to weekly or even bi-weekly projects. It can be a tough balance, but I think it's been interesting for teachers and students alike to learn how we all handle the challenges of online learning and teaching. Like Kent Island, Bowie has some more representation in our video broadcast journalism class, so let's throw it back out to Bowie for our next report.
Hello, I'm Nile, host, sophomore at DeMatha Catholic High School, reporting from my home in Bowie, Maryland. I don't think many of us, if any of us at all, would have been able to predict the impact that coronavirus would have had when it was announced on March 15th. 2 months ago, that day would be the last time we were able to see our classmates, our teachers, and our activities from our beloved school. The numbers from this virus have been staggering. As of today, May 15, 2020, we sadly have reports that in Prince George's County, Maryland, we have had 10,791 confirmed cases with 393 who have died. In the United States alone, there have been almost 1.5 million deaths, along with 1.5 million confirmed cases, along with nearly 90,000 deaths. As of now, we are well into 9 weeks of the stay-at-home order issued by Governor Hogan. This infectious virus has had effect on everyone, some in ways that we could never have thought possible. As a student at DeMatha Catholic High School, I can only think for certain how I have been affected in this pandemic. I had to start online school, and the most troubling thing about online school is the communication with teachers. My favorite class so far during this virtual learning experience has been video broadcast journalism. The fact that it is very interactive makes me feel like I'm in a school environment. Along with my American literature teacher, Mr. Hudson, who has been uploading videos of himself almost every day, teaching us to the class, this makes it feel as if I am learning in school. On a personal note, I look forward to playing basketball with anyone but my little brother, even though my brother has gotten pretty good. Thank you for watching today's news report. This is Nile Hopes, reporting from Bowie, Maryland. Stay safe, everybody.
Sounds like you've had enough of playing just one opponent. Hopefully it won't be long before you can get back on the court and face some new competition. Great report, Nile. This next report comes from just outside Laurel in Burtonsville, Maryland.
Hello, my name is Shaun and I'm reporting from Burtonsville, Maryland. This is day 34 of quarantine. School has been different since we started because we don't see our teachers or friends as much. My favorite class since the beginning of quarantine has been Spanish because it is the easiest to understand and the teacher contacts us daily to see how we're doing and explain things if needed to. I never realized that I would miss school so much, but seeing online school is very difficult because I need to learn things by myself now. I now realize the importance of a teacher in a classroom setting and introducing new concepts to us. It is much easier to do homework on the concept that we're learning when the teacher explains it too, because the teacher explains it, we could ask them for help if we need it. When we first went on quarantine, we're all pretty excited about not having school, but after day 34, this is getting pretty old. Besides, not having school, we can't see friends, there's no sports on TV, and we can't have fun really. I'm looking forward to seeing my friends and teachers so we can have fun and learn again. I'm Shaun for DM Stag TV. Back to the studio.
I miss a lot of the fun elements of classroom learning too, Shaun. And I've enjoyed the creative process of coming up with assignments and projects for my students to complete, but interaction is limited and I miss it a lot. Our next report comes from just a few miles away off 202.
I'm John Alkire, and I'm reporting from Cheverly, Maryland. I've now been in quarantine for about 8 weeks, and honestly, it's going pretty well. My school has dealt with this situation pretty well by implementing their online school. I find that this keeps me busy because I'm constantly looking at the lesson plans and doing all of my homework assignments for the different classes. My favorite class in quarantine would have to be my world literature class with Mr. Eck, because I really love the book we're reading, 1984. The teacher that I feel has dealt with this situation the best is Mr. Lama, because he has the lesson plans and homework set for the whole week, and at the end of the week, he ends it with a really difficult quiz or two. I feel like this is the one class where I feel the difficulty level is similar to that of when we were back in school. When we get back to somewhat normalcy and going back to school, I can't wait to see my friends and the teachers that I love to mess with. Pretty much just the way everything was a few weeks ago. And with that, I'm John Alkire with DM Stags TV. Back to the studio.
It's been really interesting to hear you, John, some of our other reporters today, and many other students I've talked to independently express that you like the courses in which the difficulty level is about the same now as it was before. And that's been a difficult balance to strike for many teachers. We're down to our final two reports. Let's start with one of my cross-country athletes reporting from a few miles down Route 1.
Good afternoon. My name is James Hudson, reporting to you from College Park, Maryland. Since March 13th, when Governor Hogan announced the quarantine, I've been staying at home just like everyone else in the DMV area. It has been 54 days since that order has been commanded, and unlike others that I've spoken to, I have not really had many problems in regards to being bored. I have done many activities during this time, like doing my homework, working out, and playing video games. If I have spare time after all these activities, though, I will spend it with my family doing simple activities like chores and playing games with them around the house. The school that I go to, DeMatha Catholic, has been doing online learning since this all has been taking place, and I've honestly been handling it very well. My favorite class so far has been U.S. History with Mr. Travers. This has been my very favorite class so far because out of all the other classes that I take, I feel like I get the most out of this class, mainly because he's really consistent with posting lectures and assignments. The class really has me being productive. I can't wait for things to go back to normal, seeing my friends and going to social events again. Quarantine really has me realizing that those things are really important to me and I shouldn't take those things for granted. This is James Hudson from DM Stags TV. Back to the studio.
I think the majority of us have discovered things that we took for granted before the shutdown. Hopefully we all come out of this with a greater appreciation for those aspects of our lives. We'll wrap up our reports with this one from one of our seniors. This was his first year as a part of the broadcast class, but he made quite an impact, so let's send it on out to our state capital of Annapolis. Jimmy, it's all yours.
Hello, my name is Jimmy Zafiropulos, and I'm reporting to you live from Annapolis, Maryland. We are now on day 59 of quarantine, and still we are unsure about whether or not it will be lifted anytime soon. Throughout my quarantine, I've been spending a lot of time with my family, as well as working out. But I have mainly been trying to salvage what I can from my senior year. Events such as prom and graduation have been put on hold, and we are still unsure about whether we will have those events or not. My school, through the past few years, has implemented online days known as Cyber Days, which is why the transition into online learning has been so easy for us. I feel as a student that I am getting the best education that I can during this time and that I am succeeding in all my academics. My favorite class so far would have to be video broadcast journalism. It has been my favorite class that I've ever in this year and I've ever taken at DeMatha, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And recording videos with my friends like I was in the studio at school was just, it felt so good, and it was the best thing that I could have this quarantine. That being said, when it comes to my favorite teachers, I can't really just pick one. All my teachers equally have adjusted done their best work, and I can only thank them, and I think I speak for all of the students at DeMatha. We just say thank you for everything that you've done. Looking forward after this quarantine, my hope is that I can just go back to my regular life, going to the gym, seeing my friends, seeing my grandparents who I haven't seen in 2 months, and just living my life again. I think that's what we all need right now, just to kind of have everything go back to normal. And when everything gets back to normal, I think we will start to see everybody become a lot more happy, and it's going to be good for the world. This is Jimmy Zafiropulos signing off.
Considering Mr. Revkin and I haven't gone over green screen technology with you or your classmates, that was a nice job to set up a background. Some more practice and experience will help smooth out some of the visual aspects. And it was great to hear that all of your teachers have adjusted in a way that's been beneficial for you, Jimmy. Thank you all for tuning in to DM Stags TV today. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at DM Stags TV. Hit that subscribe button down below, and the bell icon next to it will set you up to be alerted anytime new content from the school goes up on our channel, from school masses to our classes' DM Stag Reports and everything else we do. Thank you to all of our student contributors for their work in making today's show possible. I'm Cory Puffett for DM Stags TV. God bless, stay safe. One DeMatha.